Hey everybody, it's Yvonne here, and I'm just going to get started in a second. Just closing some stuff down, and we will get started on this live stream on how to attract international guests. And this is one of my favorite topics because when I ran my B&B in France, my business was primarily based on international guests. So this is something I can speak to from first-hand experience, and I hope you're going to get lots of insights and tips from this on what you can do to attract international guests. So if you are joining me live, then please do let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this on the replay, then just do #replay so that I can come and say hello, hi to you. Let me have a look. Facebook's just giving me some tech stuff, so I hope you can hear me and see me okay. And again, if you're joining live, let me know in the comments where you're from, say hello. And if you're watching this on the replay, then just do #replay so that I can come and say hello to you afterwards. So let's get started. As usual, got some notes, so I'll be checking my notes as we go through. Ask questions if you need to, ask anything you want to, and I will come and answer you as best I can, and if I can't, I'll answer you later after the live stream. So welcome to this live stream on how to attract international guests, or any guests for that matter. It's the same principles to attract any guests if you want direct bookings, right? We're talking direct bookings really from the international community, and also for anybody else really in the world. So we're just going to get started in a couple of minutes. Okay, hi Maggie. Hi Maggie live from New York. Hi Tawo Loka. Hi Malawi. Hi Barbara, British Columbia. Hi, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining me. All right. So as I say, this is a topic that's very close to my heart, how to attract international guests, because my bed and breakfast in France was built primarily on international guests, and I'll explain why that was in a little while. But this really is my sweet spot. So I focused mainly on international guests, and I didn't try to attract local people, that means French people whatsoever. Not because I don't like French people, I do. I like them very much. In fact, I respect them a great deal. But in the same way as I didn't want to take children, not because I don't like children, I do, but because I had to focus on where and to whom I could add the most value. Because let's face it, this is business, right? So adding value was my primary concern for me in my business, and those guests to whom I could add the most value were international guests. But I know that over the past couple of years it's been difficult to welcome international guests, what with all the restrictions, but this summer it looks as though many countries have lifted the restrictions or relaxed their restrictions. And so why would you want to welcome international guests? Okay, well, generally I found in my experience that they have more money to spend, and so they are prepared to pay higher prices for what they perceive as a value experience. They don't generally know where to spend their tourist dollars, pounds, euros, whatever, and that's where you come in. And they have no idea about local prices, what's high, what's low, what's good value, what isn't good value, and they need your guidance. And everything is unfamiliar, okay? So you have got like a captive audience with international guests. They don't know how to make the most of their stay or have the best experience in your area, and you can guide them with that too. So I'm willing to bet that you're doing all that at your property anyway when they visit you. But can you see that international guests provide you with a great opportunity to add an awful lot of value to their experience? Can you see that? Just put yes in the comments if you can see that. The international guests provide you with a great opportunity to add a lot of value to their experience, for which you can be paid, right? Because this is business and you deserve to be paid. So I'm willing to bet that you're doing all of that really well at your property when they visit you. But what you may not realise is that for international guests, all that has to be obvious to them before they even choose you as their place to stay. And that means you being online. Intentionally creating content that educates, entertains, and engages those guests that you want to welcome, international or even domestic. It doesn't matter. But we're focusing primarily on international guests today. Now, in my experience, one of the biggest obstacles that prevents hosts showing up online is that they lack the skills, and they also lack the confidence or willingness to learn them. Because, let's face it, it's way easier to get stuck into the laundry or the cleaning than it is to go out and shoot a quick video of something interesting going on in your area, right? And it's far easier to spend time and money making the rooms prettier or the garden even more lovely than it is to invest in learning how to write educational blog posts about different aspects of your area, designed to get you noticed on Google and thereby get noticed by your potential guests, right? It's easier to spend time and money doing something else. And it's way easier to ruminate over what to serve for breakfast than it is to build your online network of friends, contacts, and connections to grow your business and reach the international market. If you can relate to what I'm saying, then give me a thumbs up in the comments, right? Just give me a thumbs up if you can relate to what I'm saying. It's kind of easier not to. Hi Shelley, hi. Just give me a thumbs up if you can relate. It's easier not to be online than it is to be online. It's easier to do other tasks that you know how to do, and you know how to, it's not taking you outside of your comfort zone to see to the laundry or to think about what you're going to serve for breakfast or go out and do some chores outside, because all of that is dead easy for a host, right? Yes, hi Marie. It's dead easy to do that. Give me a thumbs up if you can relate. It's way easier to do that than it is to be online, or even to decide to learn the skills to be online, to how to show up online. It's way easier. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it, because you're a great host, right? You're a great host. You're a host primarily, and you're a good one. I can pretty much bet on that. And if you want to attract those wonderful international guests, or any guests for that matter, think of it like this. It's like extending that excellent hosting that you're already doing at your property into the online world, on your website and on your social media. The online world, it kind of revolves around people looking for things on one side and people providing things on the other side. And when those who are looking find those that are providing, it's like a match made in heaven. It's a win for everyone, right? And there are two facets to this. First is like the functional or transactional side of being online, and to be findable on the web, I don't know if findable is a word, but I just made it up, you'll need to make sure that your website is what we call search engine optimized, which is basically the art and science of matching what you offer with those looking for it. And it means that when visitors land on your website, they know that they've found what they're looking for. And it's that process of matching people who are looking with people who are providing that Google does best, right, as a search engine. And your web designer or your webmaster should be paying attention to search engine optimization, SEO, as part of their professional services during the setup phase when they build your website for you. But you can't just leave it there. That's not done, okay? That's just the start. Your website is like a living, breathing organism that needs regular attention to keep it fresh and interesting for the search engines. So, learning how to write search engine optimized blog posts, for example, like articles about things going on in your area, will help you to create extra content for your website that will get Google to take notice of you. So do you know, for example, let me ask you this question, do you know what your main keyword phrases are, or is this a total mystery to you? Let me know in the comments. Do you understand search engine optimization in the way I've described it? It's the art and science of matching people who are looking with people who are providing for the services that people are looking for. Okay, let me know if you know what your keyword phrases are, or hi Artemis, yes, okay, good. Hello Andrew, hi. If you understand what keyword phrases are, Marie, yes, of course you do. If you understand what keyword phrases are, then you'll know that they are very, very important for creating content on your website, right? I don't want to get too jargony with this, so I want to make sure that I'm not losing you with search engine optimization. But this is a very, very important part of being online, and it's the transactional side of it, rather, the functional side of getting noticed by international guests, or any guests for that matter. Okay, Shelley, of course you do, darling. Thank you. All right, so if you don't know what your keywords are, if you don't know what search engine optimization is, then go back to the person who built your website, created your website, and ask them what keywords they have used on your website. Okay, and that will give you a clue as to what you should be building your content around when you write blog posts, when you write articles to put on your website, or you create new pages. That's a clue as to what you should be focusing on and building those phrases into your content, right? This is a big topic, I know, but I'm trying to break it down into something simple that you can actually take action on after we finish this today. Okay, so that's the functional side of being found online by potential international guests, because that's where they're looking, right? They can't go down to the local tourist office and find you, because if they're on the other side of the world, they're not going to have any information about you. It's you being online that's going to have that, going to allow them to find you. And the first element is search engine optimization. So let's get back to the second element. Okay, let's look at the relational or the emotional side. So when someone on the other side of the world finds your website through their own online search, because they're the lookers, right? They're the people who are looking for the thing that they want, which is what you're providing. The first question, and they land on your website through their own online search, the first question they'll have in their minds is this for me? They'll be searching your website to answer that question. So you want to be very conscious of the first few words that they read on your website, so that they can immediately identify themselves as you being someone for them. Make sense? So those first few words that they read, the pictures are lovely, right? Oh, this looks lovely, but what is this? Is this for me? Is this for me? So they're scanning your website, and you really don't have very long to capture them. I think it's something like 7 seconds. It could be less now, because our attention spans are going down, right? Because of the internet. Sad but true. So don't talk about yourself and your awards or your lovely rooms or any of that, because at this stage they don't care, right? They're just trying to answer one question in their minds, and that is this for me? Once they've decided that it is for them, then they'll look further. So you want to have a clear journey for them to take to get them to the booking button, so that they get all of their questions answered along the way while they're looking, right? Because once they've decided, yes, this is for me, yes, this looks good, okay, they have more questions in their minds. And all of this takes place, pretty much unconsciously. We're not actually conscious of this going on, but this is what studies show, right? So you need to be answering their questions all the way along, so that they feel they can trust you, and they feel confident enough to hand over their card details and pay you the deposit and make the booking. So some of the questions that will be in their heads at this point, once they've answered the first question, will be, who are the hosts? So is there a picture, or better still, a video of you and your story on your website? Huge trust builder, that is. What the next question they could be asking in their minds is, I wonder what the rooms are like. Can I see the rooms? Can I see the rooms? So do you have good images and enticing descriptions of all of your rooms, or are you sounding a bit like an estate agent when you're describing your rooms? What is there to do in this area? What can I see if I go here? What can I see? What can I do? So do you have a running commentary in the form of blog posts about what's going on in your area? Or was your last post more than 2 years ago? And then naturally, they might want to go and check you out on social media. So hopefully you have links to your social media accounts from your website. And so let's go through first. Let's go back to the two elements, right? So from a functional point of view on social media, because they will want to check you out. How many social media accounts are you represented on? Remember, they're all free, right? How many social media accounts are you represented on? How do we know it's you? Is your branding and messaging consistent around the web so that we can easily identify you? Or are you kind of looking a little bit anonymous with no picture? Or is it difficult to tell whether we're actually on the right in the right place on social media? You know, especially if there are other B&Bs with the same name as you in different parts of the world, that can sometimes happen. It can be confusing. So from a relational perspective then on social media, what do you look like and what do you sound like on social media, right? Are you actively promoting your area and the other businesses in your area and what's going on in your area? Or are you promoting your discounts, or worse, a political agenda? Again, your excellent hosting skills that you do naturally at your property need to be represented right there on your website and on social media to attract those international guests. Because remember, they're on the other side of the world and they don't know anything about your area. They don't know anything about you. They don't know if they can trust you. They don't know if you're for them. You have to make sure that you're answering those questions in their minds when they find you online. Don't just save all that for when they arrive. You've got to be out there online doing it. And I find that in my experience, the biggest obstacle to that for hosts is pretty much like short-term thinking and then reacting to adverse situations on the fly. So let's think a little bit more long-term, right? Building up a strong online presence is going to take an investment of work, time and money to learn these new skills properly. And again, in my experience, it will take at least a year and possibly 2 if you're just starting out, to build up this reputation that you need to build up and this really strong online presence. It's going to take, you know, up to 2 years, let's say. Now that doesn't mean that you won't see any results for 2 years, that you'll have to wait until 1 to 2 years is up to see any results from your activity. Your results will start to happen almost immediately, in my experience. But to lock in your reputation and your strong online presence as the best source of information around, you'll need to keep up the momentum for more than just a couple of weeks, right? It's got to be planned, it's got to be implemented, it's got to be constant, you know. And that doesn't mean posting 10 times a day or posting rubbish, you know. Quality over quantity, consistency, okay? So let me know in the comments if that makes sense and what questions you have. What questions you have about that. This is how to attract international guests. A strong online presence, showcasing what you offer, who you are, who you welcome, and what you are able to offer at your property in terms of an experience for those international guests is key. You've got to get all that excellent stuff, what you do naturally at your property with your guests. You've got to get it all online, right? You've got to get that online so that they can see all that before they make a decision to book with you. And it's not a quick fix. In fact, none of what we do is a quick fix because it's, it's principles, it's not tactics, it's not fads, it's strong business principles, putting yourself out there online. So the comments are coming in slowly, so let me know if you understand what I'm saying, right? So in terms of content creation for your online presence, in this order, this is what works best, right? In this order: video, posts on social media with relevant images, preferably images that you've taken of your area. And then what works least is just post, just text. What works best on your website is really in the same order: a good strong statement on your homepage so that people can self-select, when we can self-select to know that it's for us when we arrive on your website. And then video, of course, is very, very important on your website, and blogging. Yes, good, Shelley, thank you. Okay, Artemis, that's a great question. Since we provide the text of the website, how does the builder work with SEO? Well, a good website designer, builder, developer should be doing some keyword research for you when he builds the website, and then incorporating that into the build of the website. But that's just the functional bit, right? That's the sciencey bit. The emotional bit is for you, is when you write blog posts and you write content for your website on a regular basis. And like I say, it doesn't have to be 10 posts a day or on social media either. It just has to be good quality stuff that you can share with authenticity and be genuine about and be sincere about your area and about what people can do, what people can find in your area. And those articles on your website, those blog posts on your website, need to be optimized as well. Shelley, okay, so I would include a keyword phrase there of accommodation, Mount Rainier. I think Mount Rainier is one of your keywords, isn't it? It's got to be. And if you've got, like, and this is true for everybody, if you've got like a really well-known attraction near you, then a keyword phrase, yes, Mount Rainier lodging, yes. Then a keyword phrase can be built around, an attraction that is already, is in your area, and then you can, accommodation, like Shelley's just said, Mount Rainier lodging, Mount Rainier accommodation. You can optimize your blog posts with those keywords as you write the blog post and also as you optimize it. I realize this is a little bit jargony, and I don't want you to be put off by this. It's not difficult to learn. It's not difficult. Once you understand the logic of it, it's not difficult. So let me see if there's anything else going on in the comments here, so that I can answer all of your questions. And I just want to say one last thing about that, because well, it might not be the last thing I say on this, but one thing I want to say is that once you've built up your strong online presence and your reputation, and you're really getting and seeing results from this, it will kind of take on a life of its own. You won't have to do it forever. It's not like you're going to be chained to the computer forever. I'm talking about building a strong foundation that will serve you and feed back to you as time goes on. And you can recycle everything that you've posted in the past with just a new twist on it to update it. You don't have to keep, creating and creating and creating forevermore. I'm just talking about building the thing first. If you want to attract international guests, which is what this is about, you have to kind of invest that up front, invest that time and effort up front to A, learning the skills on how to do it, and then B, doing it. for a while, right? And then it will take on a life of its own and start, giving back to you. I can't tell you the number of opportunities that came my way because they'd seen me somewhere, seen me on YouTube, seen me on LinkedIn, seen me on Facebook, seen me on Twitter, seen me on Instagram. Wherever I was everywhere. I still am everywhere online. But for bed and breakfast coach. But I'm talking about when I ran my B&B. I made a point of being everywhere online, so that and so that people couldn't miss me. And then other people start recommending you when people, when their friends are asking, because they will have seen you. The internet is a big place and there's a lot of people, and there's always someone watching. So, it really is a good investment of your time to learn how to do this and not to shy away from it. Okay, so I don't know if the comments have got blocked, so I'll come because I'm not seeing anything at all. So is this making sense? Is this making any sense? Just give me a thumbs up, because it's nothing worse than talking to myself. Right. Okay. All right, well, I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, then ask me a question and I'll come back and answer it in a little while. Hi, Amy. Hi. So we have a couple of spots on our B&B Moneymaker Business Transformation Program. If you're at the stage now where you need to change, right, and you need to get this going, then we have a couple of spots on our program. If you'd like to find out more about how we work with both new and established B&Bs around the world, then just put B&B Money Yes Please in the comments and I'll send you a private message, and then we'll talk about how it might work for you. So just put B&B Money Yes Please in the comments if you want more information about our coaching and mentoring program, where we help you to master the online world, translate that into $1 million experience for your guests, and put systems and processes in place behind you as your engine, if you like, so that you have a business that you can count on and rely on for as long as you want it, and add substantially to your revenue, to your bottom line, while working less as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. It's been quite short and sweet today, but tell me, what else would you like me to cover? What else would you like me to cover on these weekly live streams that I've been doing over the last few weeks? If you have a subject that I haven't covered and you'd like to know more about, then let me know that in the comments as well. Otherwise, I'll just keep giving you stuff that I think you need to know and hope that some of it lands with you, because information is important, but implementation is even more important than information. So make sure you're acting on at least one thing that I've said today, and if you want to tell me what that is, then leave that in the comments as well. I'll be happy to steer you in the right direction there or help you there. So make sure you take some action on this. Your online presence is one of the key pillars of your successful and happy and thriving B&B business built on your terms. It's one of the key cornerstones. All right. Okay, so I'll leave it there and let you get on with your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me today. It's lovely to see you. Thanks so much. Bye for now.